What's up guys, Nightingale here and welcome back to another update notice video. Today we're going to be covering the March 9th update notice. So, what's Chroma Dominial got for us today? It's right there. That's right. We've got the custom Mystic Summon coming back to Epic 7. So, here we go. Once again, we're back to this thing. Now, hindsight, looking back after the first one, and I remember kind of what I was talking about earlier. Like, oh yeah, this is great. This is awesome. I no longer feel that way about this banner. And I think it comes from listening to the feedback of everyone who gave their opinions while it was up for the 6 weeks. Depending on where you're at in the game, this may or may not have more value to you. But there comes a big catch here. We're going to go ahead and read through this, and then I'm going to give you guys some advice, because that's really all, this is really it. So this is going to be available from 3/9 to 4/20. So you've got 6 weeks to pull on this banner. But don't go pulling just yet. For players, you will be summoning for the 4 and 5 star they desire, which is cool. You get to pull a unit. You basically set up 2 units along the way. You can go through the selecting phase. You can select anything that is available in there. You can choose if it has rerun, not rerun, the whole 9 yards. Basically, you're going to have access to the entire pool of RGB, normal heroes, and their artifacts. Keep that in mind. You're going to be earning coins, and it's literally 50 Mystic Medals is 1 coin. Yes, it takes 10,000 Mystic Medals to reach a pity for the 5 star, or it takes 5,500, I believe. No, that's yeah, 5,500 Mystic Medals to get the 4 star, which do not do that. It is an absolute waste of your currency. So you're going to be able to earn, and now here's what you do need to note. The 4 stars are rated up, or the 5 stars are rated up in this, 5-star artifacts, all of them are rated up in this, and your 4 and 5 star is also in this pool. So, while you can get some pretty interesting multis out of this, you're going to be getting a lot of random stuff. Your normal Mystic banner is focused, so do keep that in mind. Alright, let's just go ahead and finish this up. Pavel and Dux Noxus will be available for 3/9 and to 3/16, and Tamron and Idol's Cheer. Something is coming because Tamron is here for bait. But if you're a new player and you haven't summoned on the story summon yet, and you don't have Tamron, use this banner instead. If you have the bookmarks, if not, save and wait for that. Number 4, Powder Shop Item List Rotation. There is something that you do need to note here because it is very, very important. 3/9 to 4/20. Bottle of Knowledge, Greater Artifact Charms, Dignostorm, Bloodstone. This is the first time Bloodstone has been rerun since I started playing. It reran right before I think I got Landy. I had Bloodstone for maybe a couple months, and in over 2 years, this is the first time Bloodstone has been run in that time frame again. It was run once, and that's when I got my max Bloodstone, and that is the last time that I know of that it has been run. So, if you don't have a plus 15 Bloodstone, 180 powder is quite worth it. It is a very good artifact, and it just gets better the more it gets leveled up, but that's 900 powder, and not everybody just has 900 powder sitting around. Alright, so now to come back here and finish up the rest of this video for a few minutes, because it's 4 minutes in, and the video's done. That's it. That's all there is for the week. I want to talk to you guys about the Custom Mystic Summon and a couple different thought processes. One, I'm not going to coddle you guys here in the comments for those of you who are dumb enough to pull on this and not have the 10,000 and then complain at the end that you didn't have enough Mystics to get the pity for the unit, and then a new unit comes out or a rerun comes out and you don't have the Mystics for it. I'm sorry, that's just poor decisions on your point, and not everybody has all the brain cells up in there. So, but that being said, the people who need to be pulling on this have the 10,000 Mystic Medals to do this, or the ability in the 6 weeks to get the 10,000 Mystic Medals. Now, I know that sounds harsh, but here's the thing. This pity does not carry over. It's a full send to the end. Now, I remember and quite vividly seeing several comments saying I went 300 in, or I went, 60 coins in, 70 coins in, 120 coins in. I got my unit. Great. Now you could have technically gotten 2 if you had the ability to go all the way. Because if you do get one of the units along the way, you stop and then wait for the other unit. Why is that important? Is because if you also pull that unit, now you're just going to start getting dupes along the way. Because of that, depending on where you're at. But this does come back to the other theory. There are other things coming. So the people that need to look at this need to find value in 2 ML5s. Not just for collection value, but I actually need these 2 ML5s. Or it would not even the night, it would be nice to have. That you need to wait on. Now, here's some thoughts that you need to consider. The average Mystic Banner runs for 3 weeks. Each week has a different rate up. Now, depending on what those rate ups are, depends on where you should pull. Personally, I think there is better value in watching the each week banners than getting a bunch of random crap along the way. Now, why do I say this? Is because there's a lot of artifacts that are just straight garbage. They suck. But sometimes the hero rate up is really good. So let's say, for instance, we have, let's pick on Arya today. Let's say Arya is in the raid up and you really want Arya, but the artifact is Violet Talisman. And you don't really want Violet Talisman. You have no use for it. Your Violet is rocking Moonlight Dreamblade. So, Violet Talisman's good. Just putting that out there. But I'm just saying, it's that. You want the unit more than you want that. You really want to be able to dupe your Arya. And, well, now that banner now has a higher rated value for you, because now you're not only going after the ML5 of whatever it is, you're also going after that 5-star. So if you do miss the 50-50, while it does suck, it's still nice. It's multi-value in your singular pull. Here, it's literally Arya and all of her friends that aren't limited or collab units in this. So any normal RGB that has, I think the rule is if it has been rerun within the 6 months, should be the, yep, there it is. Heroes and artifacts that have that were released 6 months before the end of the Custom Mystic Standard, prior to the exception of limited and artifacts, will be available in this. So they have to be at least 6 months old from the end of 420. Keep that in mind. So going through this isn't trying to steer you away. This isn't trying to be like, oh, this is absolute garbage. I got 2 units out of it last time. I got Bellion and Fallen Cecilia in my Custom Mystic Summons. You can see those on the channel. I was way more hyped about it, but then the more I started thinking about it, the more I realized this is an absolute bloody waste of Mystics. Sure, I got 2 ML5s out of it. But I also had the very high chance of walking away with 1. And I know a lot of people who walked away with 1 in 10,000 Mystics. Now, that doesn't seem like a big deal. Well, it kind of is, depending on where you're at in your Mystic Pity on your normal Mystic Banner. That's what makes this so much more, okay, I gotta be careful. Because depending on where you're at, you put in this big investment into this because you're like, oh yeah, now I can choose the ML5 I want at a cost. Now you're going to drain all that into the You're going to drain all of that into the custom Mystic Summon. Now, when that new unit rolls out that you may also really like or want, you can't. The advantage we had last time is it was all rerun units prior when this thing was being run. So they were doing a revamp. They realized that there was a lot of units that hadn't been rerun, and they dropped that. So we had all those units running that just hadn't been focused up. Then they also released the custom Mystic Summon. Sage Vivian was the first new unit at that point when that came out. When she finally dropped at the end of July last year. So we went through a long span of time where we only had rerun units. I don't know if they're doing that here. I would highly recommend you guys wait till maybe, I think it's next week? It's either next week or 2 weeks. No, it should be next week when they announce the new ML5. If there will be a new ML5. And this way we get an idea, are they just going to be running this now for 6 weeks, giving them time? Or will this now allow you to make a decision? Do you chase now said new ML5, or do you chase the custom Mystic Summons? Now, I get it. Bologna has just about to finish dropping, and we're going to be going into a rerun banner. Cool. But if I understand the lineup correctly, they normally now announce it prior, the full patch, or full cycle update, the 2-week cycle update prior. So we won't have a cycle because it would show by the time, basically they do it in a 2-week cycle to where it shows. So let's wait for anybody that plans on summoning for at least till then. This way, you can at least make an informed decision on whether or not you want to invest that kind of thing. Now, the next big thing that I need to stress is if you do not have 10,000 Mystics, don't even consider this banner. Wait for your rerun banners. They're now rerunning around 4 units per banner, so the odds of you getting those important ML5s will be a lot sooner than what it used to be. So focus your attention into that, especially if you already have a pity. Keep working on that and getting those units versus blowing them away, because when this ends, the coins are gone. You do not collect them, they are gone. What you do keep is your pity until you pull the unit. But you're going to be like, but I want this unit in this ML4. I get it. I know you guys are some superly impatient people. I've dealt with you guys for 2 years. And there are those people who do get lucky. And congratulations, that's great. That's, I'm one of those guys who got lucky last time. I got Bellion, I think, by 100. But I didn't get my ML 4-star. I went all the way to 200. I didn't even see it. It was a bunch of random 4-stars, and I got a couple 5-stars along the way. My rates were pretty bad, but I got 2 ML5s. I'm not gonna complain. But I know a lot of people, like I said, who didn't get that, and I want you guys to use caution on it this time around, because we know this is only gonna run around once a year. The custom group summon runs probably around 2, maybe 3 times a year, depending on what they're going to end up doing. But I want you guys to hopefully get lucky, be able to get what you want, and just use your brain. If you don't have it, great. Now, I can also give you this little advice if you are a newer player, and we're talking within a couple weeks and you're just now stumbling across this video. You can technically use this banner to reroll. It is a royal pain in the butt. I do not recommend it. It is a royal pain in the butt. All you have to do is hit a rank 10, and then you can start summoning on this. You can technically reroll for an ML5. You can technically do that during some other summoning events. It's toxic. Absolutely toxic. But the theory is there. You can do it. So basically you earn enough to get the Mystic Medals if they're giving any away. And you hit the reroll button. If you hit the summons. If you get it, great. You move on. I know a few people who did that on an alt account just to see if they could get it and mess around with some stuff. But for the masses, it's not worth doing. Like I said, it's possible, but don't do it. So, good luck to those who are going to pull on this. I'm going to stay far, far away. I've got nothing that I need for this, or nothing I even want. I'm going to be real. All I care about now is what are they releasing new. So I'm going to be stashing Mystic Metals, getting ready for maybe the next new thing, whatever comes around that finally says, sure, I really want that. Or something, typically this is where I go, is if it's got an artifact and it's an artifact and a unit, I will typically put a little bit into it to work the pity down, just because, well, you know, I've got 3 Sigurd sides on Bologna before I accidentally pulled her pity. Yeah. 75. Number 75 to pity, and I got it. I got greedy. I got 3 Sigurd sides. I was going to be like, please give me a violet. I really wanted to get another violet, and or some more Sigurd sides, because that would start me on another. I plus 30'd my Sigurd. So that's now the second plus 30 I got. So yeah, I took the gamble and I blew it, but it's fine. We can quickly recover that. I've got the Sky Stones to do it, so I'll have a full pity before the end of the next new unit, so it won't be that big of a deal. I've got the gold to do it, just need the time. That's all it really comes down to. So good luck, guys. I hope you have a good luck streak. I hope you get what you want if you do want to pull on this thing, or I hope you take the advice and just pull on normal Mystic Banners. I can't stress that enough, that I think that's where 99% of you need to be pulling, unless you just happen to have a big fat stack of 10,000 Mystics. And I mean, or the ability to get the 10,000. Keep that in mind. You may be like at 8,000. You'll probably get the other 2,000 in that 6 weeks. I can't remember. We did the math last time and we had a rough cutoff point. I don't remember it. I don't know if we said it in any videos. I know we talked about it on stream, but those videos are long gone, so let's just say 2,500. It's probably the safe spot to look at. This way you can guarantee that you should be able to get that with some pretty heavy refreshing. But good luck, guys. Y'all take care. We'll see you guys next week and see what actually is coming, and not just units are not content. I hate to say it, but that's the life of gotchas. So y'all take care, and we'll see you in the next one.